This is like one of the only times when I would say I wish my nipples were hard, but it's so hot in here that these ice packs are not doing a thing. Hey, what's good guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we're taking a look at these bad boys right here. This is the Air Jordan 5 Retro SE Michigan. So these guys right here are going to be expensive. Right off the bat, we're going to talk about the price. $225. What? I know, right? Great. She just gave a look like, you did what now? That's what she was. Yeah, that happened. Real time, folks, real time. So yes, these are $225. It's crazy. It's a premium release though. It's got some of the nicest materials on an Air Jordan all year. What were the Laney, the reverse alternate Laneys, the blue ones? Did those retail for? Was that $225 also?
If it was, I blocked it out of my memory.
Me too. Those possibly are right around the same price range. I really can't remember. Very similar materials though, both of which are super premium, which I think is not quite worth it, but at least the materials are good. And that means once they go on sale, it feels like you came up on a deal, even though you didn't, but you know, it feels like it. So these guys right here have the traditional Air Jordan 5 outsole. We have translucent rubber at the forefoot as well as at the heel. Got a little section right there of some solid rubber where it says Jordan. Got the Jordan logo peeking through. The midsole is made out of polyurethane, but this polyurethane does not feel brick-like. It actually has a little bit of give to it when I push my finger in there, so that feels nice. It feels good underfoot as well. The tech specs for the Air Jordan 5 include a visible heel air sole unit, and there is an encapsulated unit in the forefoot. Something that I am bummed about is the insole. For $225, come on. I mean, I know that the materials are really nice, but what the f is this? This just shouldn't happen. It just shouldn't happen. This is garbage. Give me the PU insoles, please. For $225, there's no excuse. However, they spent that extra 3 cents that we were talking about in some other video, but they spent the extra 3 cents on giving you that really nice liner that does not make a difference. So next time, spend the money on the PU insole, not the liner, and we'll be good to go. How's that for honesty? Now the real breadwinner on these guys is the upper. This material is just super buttery. It's really, really nice. Creases like crazy as soon as you like bend your foot and everything, which I absolutely love. I miss this on my retros. I just really do. I think that this is so awesome. I grew up in an era where, you know, retros were LS and retro pluses and stuff like that. So we were getting some really good stuff at really affordable prices. With these inflated prices, the least you could do is give me some great materials, and they've done that. They've delivered on this shoe right here with at the very least, some banging materials up top. These are awesome. And then my favorite part about the shoe is this weird little patch right there. I don't like the placement of it, although I don't know where else I would put it. I just think it's just an awkward kind of like move. But it is a team patch. It says quality inspired products by the greatest basketball player ever. And if I'm gonna, I don't know if I can reach. Ooh. It reminds me of these guys right here. It doesn't have the same exact patch on it. This guy says Jordan Performance Brand of Excellence and all that stuff. But you know, it reminds me of this era. When was this? 98? Oh, there's no dates. These are old. So yeah, I think this is around 98, 97, 98, something like that. And so yeah, so that's what this reminds me of. It just reminds me of the good old days, back when I actually fell in love with the brand and not its gimmicks and stories and all that kind of dumb shit. The tongue is 3M, despite it being all tonal, so I actually like the way that this looks. I do think it's interesting to mute out the logo like that, but at the same time, it looks pretty killer, especially once the flash or whatever like beam of light hits it, because everything glows except for the logo, so that's like one way of showing the logo, even though it's not going to be on like a normal occasion. It's not going to be a regular occurrence unless you're walking in the middle of the street at night, which I don't recommend, ever, unless I don't like you. Then feel free. The interior lining is quilted just like the insole, and then both of the tongues in the back say Inspire instead of Air Jordan. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, these guys do fit true to size. If you wanted to go down half a size for a nice snug fit, especially because the materials are super nice, they're gonna crease easy and all that stuff, you can do that. I personally feel like going true to size was the best option for me. If possible, try them on in store just to make sure. Another thing that I really like about the shoe, by the way, is that, like, look at that. Like, you could just press that. It's not a reinforced toe. I really don't like those boxy, you know, looking things that they've been doing to the retros and stuff over the last, you know, 7 to 10 years and all that stuff. So I love that they're going back to this old traditional, like, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see those creases, man, but that is joy right there. So that pretty much takes care of it for these guys right here. They do release this Saturday on July 6th. Retail price, once again, $225, really expensive, but the materials I think are worth it. It's also kind of at Michigan PE, so if that's something to you or if it's worth something to you, then maybe you'll feel like you got your money's worth. Other than that, let me know what you guys think about these down below in the comment section. You will be able to grab them over at Phenom if you're over in the Sacramento or Elk Grove area. We will leave all of their information down below in the description box for anybody interested. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support, and until next time, guys, have a good one. They smell so good. There's not a single scent of glue.
Oh, it's just all leather?
It smells like a purse.
You know, you might be like king of the threes now.
Oh, like for wearing?
Yes.
I want to consider myself a king. I just happen to wear them all the time. They're super easy to wear.
But when I think of Chris of years past, our early days together when we were super poor, I think of you and your pair of fives that you wore until...
They fell apart.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes.
They were from high school. I found them on the bottom of a rack at Nordstrom Rack. Somebody stuffed them under the rack. And all I saw, I was walking by the store. I never even knew what Nordstrom Rack was. I'm walking by this store in this one discount mall that's in San Jose. And just, I mean, I have great peripheral vision just to pat myself on the back.
Annoying.
I do. I'm like a hawk or like a bug. Like, you know,
or like a lizard.
whatever. Anything that can see all the way, like, you know, it's great for passing on the basketball floor. But I was walking past this store and there's a big ass opening, but out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw a Jordan logo. Not only that, I thought I saw it on the Jordan 5 and like the bottom. And so like I turn and I see, I was like, man, that is a Jordan 5. So I walk over there and I unstick it because somebody must have like tried to like hide it or something. And it was my size, man. And I was like, well, son of a... And so I bought them, and it was my first pair of Jordan 5s. It was the white metallic silvers. They were so just awesome. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I say with this part right here. When it's like this, like mine, I wore them till they had this strange slope, you know, because they just got so worn out. You know, when you break into a leather shoe and it feels like that and looks like that, that's what they were like.
I have pictures of him taking our daughter hiking in them, and like...
Yeah, they became pretty much my beater at one point, my outdoor shoe. That's when they fell apart on me. The air unit popped out of the back and stuff, and I was like, wow, these are cool. Like the air units, I thought like they were a lot bigger than I thought they were. It's one of those things, I used to love wearing 5s. I remember this stuff right here. I would have to put tape on them because they would chafe my ankles. And then the backs here would make my ankles bleed when they were brand new and stuff. So like those white 5s, they made me bleed my own blood.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
But it was worth it.
But I think this shoe color, I love the colors. I don't know how I feel about them on a shoe though. I would like a room or a car or...
Well, this is a shoe, I wasn't even remotely interested in these.
They're very luxurious. And so I can see those types of things. A purse, but I can't imagine myself wearing something like this on foot.
I'm going to try because this I feel is more wearable than that alternate laney.
Yes, that was really difficult.
Every time I put them on, like because I really don't wear a lot of different colors. I wear black and gray, and that's pretty much it.
And Power Rangers?
Well, yeah, but like this is gray at least, you know what I mean? So like, but this I feel is kind of like a light, like a mustardy brown, or I mean yellow. And so like it feels like it's more wearable. And they look surprisingly good on feet, like I gotta say. Like I was like, man, these are clean. And the materials just really get me. I don't like the retail prices. No. Like not even a little bit, but at least the materials, you know what I'm saying? Like at least they're good. You can't say that about every release, you know what I mean? And if these happen to sit, if they sell out, great. Congratulations to whoever cares about that stuff, like whether you're a reseller or somebody at the brand. But for me, it's like once these start getting discounted to a more fair price or maybe like a more normal price,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like that's when I'll be like, man, whoever buys those, like I hope that you feel like you just like, you're like, man, and you cherish it, because that's how I felt about those shoes.
Your Nordstrom Rack.
Yeah, like, cause I seriously could not get Jordans growing up. Like they were too expensive. My mom thought that I was gonna get jumped, my sneakers stolen and all that stuff. So like when I finally bought my first pair, it was the Jumpman Pro. Like even back then, like people liked them and stuff, but like it's not like today where people make fun of you for wearing a Team Jordan. Back then, nobody cared to steal those off someone's feet. You know, it wasn't a flagship. It wasn't an Air Jordan 14 or a 13 or something like that. So it was a little bit different. For me, that was my first retro that I bought myself, and on top of that I got it for such a steal that I was just like, man, I could not believe it. Like it was crazy. And so yeah, and it just made me love the model. It made me love that colorway. It made me love the shoe in general, and I wore the out of them, man. I literally wore them till they fell apart, and I can't say that about all my shoes from like of all time. Although my original shoes, my original stash, they all got worn till they were obliterated. Whether it was my original 11s that were gifted to me by my brother, or my original Jumpman Pros. Yeah, she made me throw those out.
They were too big. He didn't wear them. They were disgusting.
They were original, man.
They were peeling.
And they were a gift. They were a gift. They were special.